What's happening, everyone? Welcome back, and thank you for stopping in. Today, I have a first impressions and a slight overview to do for you guys. This is the Sharp by Design Mini Tempest. This was loaned in by a fellow channel member and subscriber of the channel, Carco, and I will be buying this knife off of him most likely. That is my plan anyway. I have fallen in love with this knife. I never held one before, never had one before, and after unboxing it, I have not been able to put it down. As soon as I would get home from work, this was pretty much the first knife I would pick up, and I cannot put it down. I am always messing with this knife. I have been testing it, not just on paper, doing some slight cardboard testing, and this thing is just a razor blade. Absolutely amazing. The finishing on this, I believe it has a hand rub satin blade, and it just, I don't know that I have anything in my collection, and that's a lot of knives, that look quite like this. Just so well finished. Everything on this knife is extremely well finished. I don't know a ton about it. That's why this is just a first impressions. I'm going to be doing a in-depth overview of this knife, and if I buy it, I will be doing a review, short-term review, long-term review. This is a Brian Nadeau design. It is a Riot OEM project. Now, there was a bunch of versions of this knife, I believe. I believe they had coated versions, all kinds of different handle materials. I'm pretty sure there was a bunch of different blade finishes as well. And I did a little looking as far as pictures, and this is one of my favorite ones that I've come across. The blade shape, they did a couple different blade shapes. I believe there was a drop point, a clip point, and there might have even been one other one, maybe just those two. I do like the looks of the clip point, but remembering back to when these were going around, they were not quite as easy to reverse flick, or you might not have been able to reverse flick them at all. I can thumb flick this out, reverse flick it out, and then the top flipper is extremely well done. It kind of reminds me of like a Ray Laconico flipper tab. There's a couple, and that's a good thing. I have one right off the rip here. There is a Ray Laconico design front flipper, and then here is the Sharp by Design. And one thing I've said about this design of front flipper is it is so easy to actuate. Just so, it's intuitive. Even for someone who is not used to front flippers or anything of that sort, this would be a perfect knife to learn on, or a front flipper design similar to this. It just, the way that it's designed, it's meant to be that way. There are plenty of front flippers that are not quite as intuitive as this design. This is probably my all-time favorite design. Even if you slide over it and say you miss, it's not pointy, it's not pokey, it's not going to stab your thumb or your finger if you miss. And I would say the chances that you miss, I have not had an issue flipping this any which way. The over the top, you kind of got to get used to, but don't have a problem with that either. The reverse flick is phenomenal. As far as I can tell, the geometry of the blade is very well done. It's one of the most beautiful blades that I have ever seen. It's just so well finished. I'm almost positive that is a hand rub satin. I asked Carco. He wasn't 100% sure. He couldn't remember. But the way that it looks and how the lines are, the lines run horizontally. So I believe that is a hand rub. And it just, let me see if I have. So here is, let me wipe it off. So here is like a machined satin, okay? And that looks good. Don't get me wrong. That looks good. But it does not look anything like this does. It you have to really get it in hand. Now, there were a ton of these going around. Not so much anymore, I don't think. They can be found. But I think the homes they landed in, they kind of are staying there at this point, because they kind of flooded the market, and then people bought them all up. Some people sold them, and then people bought them all up, and you haven't really seen them as much. And when these came out, I wanted one. I wanted to get one, but it wasn't. I don't know what it was. I wasn't. Maybe I wasn't financially ready to get one, or I wasn't sure if it was my cup of tea, so to speak. I figured I would like it, but I didn't know that I would like it as much as I do, and I have to thank Carco for that. And I also have to thank Carco for opening my eyes to the Avant. I did not think I would like this knife ever. I was never going to give this knife a chance. Seeing it in photos, seeing it in videos, I just was not interested. It wasn't until he graciously sent this in that I realized this thing is awesome. It's so comfortable. The blade shape is actually way more useful than I ever thought it could be. It's designed so well. So shout out to Carco for opening my eyes a little bit on a couple of different knives. He also sent in a few others for me to check out and do some videos on and whatnot. But this one is a keeper. I will be buying this off of him in short order. He has two different ones, and he said that if I would like, I could buy this off of him. And I think I'm going to do that because I don't want to send it back. When the time comes, I don't think I want to send this knife back to him. And he's okay with that. So I will be buying this off of him. It's just extraordinarily well done. The inlays are just spectacular. Very, very well finished. You cannot even... The transition all the way around is phenomenal on both sides. I love the look of this carbon fiber. the camera is not going to do it much justice, but it is just, it's almost like staring off into space almost. There's there is a lot going on in the carbon fiber. The other thing that I really, really like about this is that it's a bolster lock. So very easy to actuate the knife, very easy to disengage it. Once you disengage it, it's past the detent ball, and this bad boy will it will hydraulically fall down to closed. And it is just so incredible. It's so hydraulic. You just kind of light little, you can give it one good one and it'll just go closed, or you can do the old easy does it and it will close. Absolutely incredible. We'll go over in the overview, materials, comparisons, and whatnot. I just wanted to kind of get a first impressions out of this guy. And my first impressions are absolutely amazing. The clip design it's different, but it really works good. In and out of the pocket. I'm wearing thicker sweatpants right now, and it goes right over and comes right out. Nice retention though. The other thing I really like about this is I like knives that I can use the flipper, rear or front flipper. I like being able to do the reverse flick, but what really concretes or cements the knife and makes me truly like it is when I can also thumb flick the knife out. And it's taken some getting used to, but you can thumb flick this out. You just stay a little lower on that fuller, and if you're down here, easily it flies right out. It's great. Before, just when I was initially handling it, I could reverse flick it and do the front flipper, but I was kind of having some trouble thumb flicking it, and I was trying it too high up on the knife. And once you get down low enough, it flies right out. And that's when I started to, really, really fall in love with this guy. He's got a steel insert. I don't know if you can see it there. And it is a nice steel insert, heavy duty insert. And then this has, I'm not 100% sure how it works. I'm going to find out. But Brian Nadeau has his own detent track system, or his own detent system that he puts in these knives. And they basically take some time to break in. And once they start breaking in, they continue to break in, and then they're smooth as butter. And this one is there. I don't know if someone had this before Carco, or if he was the first owner of this knife. It doesn't matter because it's flawless. There's literally no imperfection anywhere on the handle. There's no imperfection on the blade. As far as I can tell, it is the factory edge. It does not look like it's been sharpened. So this has basically probably been fidgeted with some, might have done some light cutting, if that. And now I have it, and I will probably not ever let this knife go. And I'm not a huge front flipper guy. And I'm not a huge fuller guy, but I've been coming around to, the fuller, and, there's no hole there. So it's just straight fuller. It's not like it's a combo hole and fuller mixture. It's just straight fuller, but the way it's designed, as long as you get your finger there, you can flick it right out without even thinking about it, without even trying. Once you have messed around with it a little bit, it's easy as 1, 2, 3. Same with the thumb flick, same with the top flipper. It just works very, very well. There's definitely going to be a lot more content on this guy coming up, so stay tuned for that. If you like this type of video, the face-to-face video, let me know down in the comment section. I'm trying some different things out, and I want to try different things out and see what works, what isn't working, because I don't want to continuously do just tabletop after tabletop after tabletop. Not only do I think the viewer gets maybe bored of tabletop, but I think a lot of people also like the face-to-face type of video. Now, I can't do as much face-to-face like this. Like, comparisons won't be as easy. Getting measurements and weights and stuff like that, it won't be as easy to show the viewer. But this is a more personable type of video where you can see me. I can show you what I'm displaying on that video, talk about it, but I won't be able to do certain things. So that's where I'm kind of conflicted. So maybe I will be doing a mixture of these, do a tabletop, do a face-to-face. As you can see, my background and whatnot, the lighting is getting better. The background of my videos is getting better. Pretty much almost done. I have a little bit of work to do in here yet, but I am almost there, and I am pretty thrilled with how things are going in here. So it's really time for me to focus in on the content that I'm creating and how I'm creating it. Like I said, I don't want to get bored of doing this, and I don't want the viewers to get bored of watching. So I want to try different things out, and I hope the changing up of things will bring in more viewers and bring in viewers for a longer amount of time. When I finally can get this, I focus so much on work, and then I focus on my content, but I also focus on working on this room that I film in. So my focus is not all there when it comes to making content. And I think that's where my content is lacking. I have a nice circle of people who always watch, and I thank you guys. I love you guys, and I would like to be able to broaden the horizon, so to speak. So I'm going to have this room completely finished for the most part, to the point where I don't got to worry about doing anything else in here, at least for a while. And that way I can just basically hone in on my videos, make sure the quality is as good as I can get it, and make sure the structure of the videos are as good as I can get them at that point in time. But it has been a huge learning curve from day one in October until now. I have learned a ton, and I'm not even close to knowing anything at all still. Being 5 months in or whatever it's been, there is still a ton to learn, and I'm open-minded to learning as much as I possibly can. And that's where the switching up of the content, the camera, and all of that sort of thing comes into play. So let me know down in the comments if you like this style. I'm going to also, this is a longer video, and I didn't really plan on doing this in this video, but I'm going to make a concerted effort to keep my videos a little shorter. I do like making longer videos, 15, 20, 25-minute videos, and I still will do them at some points, but whether I like it or not, I'm going to have to start keeping them 8, 10, 12 minutes, under 14. So I have to figure out that also, because I can't shut my mouth sometimes. And most people, my faithful viewers and subscribers and channel members are going to watch. But for the casual viewer who might just stumble across the video, probably isn't going to want to sit there and watch me blabber for 20 to 30 minutes. So some of them I'm going to start keeping a lot shorter and sweeter, and hopefully that, and then changing things up from video to video. I'm hoping that starts expanding things a little bit. But if you are still here, thank you. I love you. Give me a thumbs up and leave a comment down below before you head out. And if you are here and you're not subscribed, you might as well subscribe then, because you're a nut. Love you guys. Have a good night, and I will catch you later.